Hello, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We're Untitled Nerd Network. This is the spoiler-filled Borderlands review. The movie, not the video game.
Better clarify that.
So we just got back from seeing it at our local AMC theater
Yeehaw.
on preview day, Thursday. And right now, the movie sits at like 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Deserving.
I don't know what that means.
Like, basically 4% means critics say it sucked horribly. Like one of the worst movies.
Oh, it wasn't bad.
In my personal opinion, it was a good movie, but not great.
Yeah.
I think it could have done well with an R rating.
It probably would have been better.
But I think they did as well as they could have, given that limitation of a PG-13. Now, you've never played the game, but
I have no idea about anything about this game.
Okay, so even watching me play a little bit,
I've not watched enough to know anything.
You went in totally blind then.
I did.
Okay, so y'all are going to get the perspective from somebody who has never even played or knows anything about the games. And then me, who has played through the first game probably half a dozen times.
Yeah.
The video game has a lot more blood, a lot more gore. They got, I think, the right amount of like language in it. I think that worked out. Easter eggs galore. I thought the casting was really good. And I think to turn the video game into a movie, they really did about as good as they could have.
Yeah.
Because they stayed semi-true to the game. Like, if somebody wants to complain about something, go complain about the Halo series. Because they took the Halo video game and just completely made it its own thing in the TV show. This at least stayed semi-true to the source material. And didn't throw a lot of extra nonsense that they didn't need into it. Like new characters or anything. Everybody in this game, or in this movie, appeared in the games.
Okay, cool.
They had a ton of Easter eggs. They even showed a few characters at the end during the celebration that I thought was kind of cool just to throw in there. And for the most part, they stayed true to the video game. So like I said, I think it could have been a lot better movie with an R rating, but I was satisfied. So much so that I'll probably get this when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was pretty good. So, what'd you think?
I mean, for not playing the games, I thought it was really good. I mean, it's not like the movie of the year or anything, but it was good.
It was not Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, no, nothing's gonna be that. Like, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, nothing like Deadpool and Wolverine's gonna be the highest grossing. Already is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
Yeah.
Is getting ready to cross $1 billion worldwide. This weekend. But I do not think that this movie deserves the shitting on that it's receiving.
Oh yeah, I absolutely 100% agree. Like, there is no reason people should be hating on it that bad. It is not. And like, I'll admit, I wouldn't have gone to the theater to watch this if you and Joseph hadn't wanted to go to the theater and watch this.
Yeah.
But that's because I've not played the game. But I would have still watched it on stream.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know.
Would you watch it again when it comes out?
Like on stream? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could watch it again.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so that tells me all I need to know about what you think.
Yeah, because if I don't like something, I'm not watching it again.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple.
That's fair. So, I like giving our ratings now before the spoilers, and then we'll kind of go in and talk about it. What do you give it? 1 to 10?
I give it an 8.
Oh, yes!
I give it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8 as well, because
it's not like amazing, but it was pretty solid. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was.
And like I said, I went in blind. I enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
You know?
I had my rating picked out as we were leaving the theater. And then you said the exact same number, so.
That'll never happen again.
Yeah. Okay, so spoilers from here on. Spoiler. And I'm going to be telling a lot of the differences between the game and the movie. So the whole deal was
Hold on, before you start, we got to talk about this thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Before we really hit the spoilers.
Yeah.
We got the Claptrap bucket, $39.99 from AMC. Really cool thing. It
is really cool.
I'll go ahead and say it looks really cool. It is semi-cheaply made, but what do you expect for $40?
But yeah, because while you're in the bathroom, I accidentally popped one of the arms off, and I had to put it back on. I was like, oh, shit.
Hello. But yeah, voiced by Jack Black, who
yes.
I feel was like one of the highlights of the movie.
He really was. Oh, my God.
He was really the comedy, the source of comedy,
Mm-hmm.
the comedic relief. Kate Blanchett did really good. I think James Hart did really good, or Kevin Hart. Did really good for
I love Kevin Hart.
Like
He's one of my favorites.
I don't think he was really allowed to shine as well in this movie.
He really wasn't. But he still did great nonetheless.
Yeah,
he had a few one-liners that were pretty good, but like it's like you said, they let Jack Black be the main comic relief.
He did great, but they wasted Kevin Hart on this movie.
Fair.
But he did as good as he could have given what they had.
Yeah.
I'll probably put this back up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing's really cool. The only complaint I have about it is you have to put these little flaps on after the fact. This flap, I wasn't able to really get in good to where it will flap around like this one does. And you have to put the antenna in at the top, but the lid, if I could show it, the lid here wasn't really like made well enough to, like, it sticks in there, but there was another like little piece that you're supposed to put on there, like a nut or something, and you're supposed to pop it on there, but there's not a really good way to get it on there, and I was afraid I was going to break it if I tried too hard. But the antenna stays on there. It's not coming off.
Right.
It's pretty solid. But it's got a really nice base. I'll probably never put popcorn in this thing, but holy crap.
We never put popcorn in the popcorn holders.
But I will say, this is easily the coolest popcorn bucket that we've gotten so far. Like, it's really well done.
That says a lot, because I'm a fan of Rocket. I love our Rocket popcorn bucket.
I wasn't a fan of the Rocket Raccoon, how they didn't color his eyes black.
I mean, that's fair, but he's
like,
still really cool looking.
Yeah, he is pretty cool looking.
I just want to pet him all the time. Anyway.
I think if y'all want to see that, go check out our Guardians of the Galaxy 3 review. Did we have it on there? Did we do a review?
I don't know.
I don't even remember. If we did a Guardians of the Galaxy review.
If we did, it's on there.
It's probably like 5 or 6 videos ago. You know?
Right, yeah.
It hasn't. But, I didn't even know that Gina Gershon was Moxie. Moxie is one of my favorite characters in the game because she's a perverted MILF. And, like, Gina Gershon, after the fact, I was like, oh yeah, that was amazing casting. But again, she just had a quick cameo, and they didn't really give her a lot of time to shine either. Mm-hmm. They focused mainly on the core 4 or 5 characters. Mm-hmm. You had a Psycho, you had Lilith, you had Tiny Tina, Roland, who was played by Kevin Hart, and Claptrap. And Jamie Lee Curtis played Patricia Tannis, who in the video games is really messed up in the head. Mm-hmm. Like, you go around getting audio diaries of hers, and she's talking about, like, their camp was overrun by some of the animals, which I don't even think they showed skags in this.
They showed one. I do remember what those look like. They showed
the kind of dog looking things.
Yeah, they showed one at the very, like, when they first got there, where she first arrived.
I
on
would
the
have loved
planet.
a scene where like a big pack of
That
them
was it,
attacked
though.
them or something. But they would probably had to shoot them and kill them, and that would have been like a
Yeah, and that PG-13 rating. It's
yeah,
like you said, that really limited the movie.
yeah, yeah. It should have been an R rating, and I think the issue here is a lot of people didn't go see it because it was PG-13.
Yeah.
That's the biggest complaint I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't make it R-rated because they were afraid it would limit the audience.
Instead,
So
it did add a reverse effect, I think.
Yeah, it would have been better if they would have just bit the bullet, rated it R, and been like, hey, have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of taking mature-rated games and turning them into a kid-friendly product.
What does that even mean? Well, I mean, you know what I mean?
You end up losing the soul of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did a great job of, like, giving fan service galore.
Mm-hmm.
Because as somebody who's played the game and beat it several times, played Borderlands 2 several times, and then, I'm not going to talk about 3. I saw a ton of stuff that did a great job of putting you in the universe. The sign that was like welcome to Pandora at the very beginning, it's a major part of the game. It's like there when you first show up. I thought it was cool that Marcus was driving the bus just like in the video game. They ended up, spoiler for the game as well if you haven't played the game, in the game when you open up the vault, come to find out it's just a prison for that big monster. But they still showed the monster a little bit because at the end, when the bad guy gets thrown in there by Lilith, he ends up getting eaten by the monster. But you never really see it. You just see his tentacles come up there and grab him and pull him under. So I could deal with that. That was pretty cool. It's kind of like Watchmen. You know, they changed from book to movie. In the book, a giant octopus destroyed, you know, the cities or whatever. But in the movie, it was Dr. Manhattan doing his energy blast. They made it look like that. No big squid.
Yeah.
I don't think the giant vault monster would have translated well after everything they'd already gone for.
Yeah.
But the entire point of the movie was Roland kidnaps Tiny Tina. She's supposed to be the key to unlocking the vault with the other two pieces of the vault keys, which the vault keys are part of the game. You have to go spend 3/4 of the game looking for them. But then it ends up being Lilith, who in the end ends up being the Siren, the Firehawk, which that actually does happen in the games.
Okay.
I heard some people complain about Tiny Tina, but she was pretty much just a slightly toned down version of what her video game character is. She's an explosives junkie, and just she was really. It almost seemed like movie Tiny Tina was Tiny Tina. Video game Tiny Tina is Tiny Tina when she's off her meds. You know, that's the best way I know how to describe it.
Yeah, okay.
She's a little more, you know, crazy, you know, running around. But at the very end, during the celebration, you see Moxie with like a bigger girl and a guy. That's her two kids. Ellie is the one who gets you vehicles in the second and third game, and Scooter, who is her son, is the guy who gets you the vehicles in the first game. And then I like that they just kind of threw them in there real quick. But Claptrap, holy crap! Like
my favorite part with him is when he thought she was dead and he was doing that dance. When he thought Lilith was dead, he was dancing.
Oh yeah,
and he was
yeah.
Like, I totally wasn't dancing because you were dead. I'm happy you're alive.
God Zero's on the right behind the camera again.
Of course he is.
Yeah. But you actually went to the restroom and missed what I thought was the funniest claptrap
Of
part.
course, yes.
They're down in this cave where there's like this toxic, corrosive sludge running through, and they tell him to, because there's like this old rusty rail, like kind of walkway that they have to back up against the wall and walk along the tunnel. And they send Claptrap up into like a little pipe to zoom through and try to find another way out because he's too heavy. And they finally make it to the end, and Tina looks down, and there's this really pretty flower, like a lotus or something, that starts blooming up, and it's all pretty and lit up. And she's like, oh, even down here, life finds a way. And then suddenly Claptrap's wheel just falls down on it and crushes it. Because he doesn't see it.
Oh,
and he
man.
starts looking around, and the wheel is just doing this on top of the plant. And me and Joseph were looking at each other just laughing our asses off.
Oh my God.
It was probably one of the funniest parts of the movie.
That's hilarious.
He's like, what? What's wrong? And he's like spinning on it, just crushing it into nothing. And they're like, oh, okay. But yeah, you've got like the corporations are going after Tina, and it's basically just point A to point B to point C to point D. You know, finding the vault keys, finding, you know, fighting off minions, and like they did the world. They did such an amazing job of Pandora. Like making it just a giant garbage heap all the way around the planet. Everything's broken down. Everything's just scavengers and dirty and trash everywhere. Like, that was probably my favorite part of the whole movie, was just they made it look so accurate to the video games.
Okay, cool.
So accurate. And the more I talk about it, like, the more I like it. I'm like, oh, they did such a good job. Like, could have done a little bit better with the story, but that's worth 2 points off my score.
Yeah.
That's where I came to the 8. So, there were some funny parts, but realistically, I probably laughed out loud 4 or 5 times during the movie. The rest of it was just entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, like, funny. It wasn't suspenseful too much. Because you didn't really get much of a sense of danger.
Yeah, not really.
Like, they felt like everybody had some pretty solid plot armor. I thought for a minute, like, they were going to kill Roland when he went in after all of those.
Yeah.
I just knew that was going to be the end of him, but no, it wasn't.
No.
So, everybody survived. And, I mean, that's really it.
Really it, yeah.
It was just a good movie. It wasn't anything. It's not going to be best movie of the year. It's not even the best movie of the summer. But it was a good, fun, funny in places, popcorn action flick. And that's all it needed. It's really all it needed to be. I don't know why people were expecting it to be Academy Award worthy. I know. It's Borderlands.
It's just like you said, though. The R rating, that's what people are upset about.
Yeah.
And that's fair, but also don't just shit on it because you want to and you didn't get your R rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did really good. They had a good they did a good job of giving you what I think are probably the most interesting characters across all 3 games. Putting them in a group together, and then giving you a bunch of Easter eggs and fan service of just little bits and pieces from the games into the movie. They did a good job with it. Just, like I said, the world building was top notch in this movie. So, really no complaints except the R rating, but I don't think it's fair to judge the movie based off of that.
Right, yeah.
I want to judge the movie based off of what we got, not off what I wish it would have been. You know, if you do that, you're going to hate every movie.
Literally.
That's why people hate Star Wars now so much, is because people judge. I think people have gotten too used to, like, fan theories and just, oh, this is what we think, and, you know.
And then when it don't happen, they're pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the deal. But I think they did a good job. That's really, in summary, that's what I think.
All right.
I'm all like super animated about this movie. I'm
You
more
are.
excited about it now than I was before the movie.
I know. All right, let's wrap this.
All right. Well, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber Licious.
And we're Untitled Nerd Network. We'll see y'all for our next movie. I think our next review next month, Beetlejuice. I know you're going to want to review that one.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time.